Welcome, everyone, back to Touring the AFC South. I'm your host, Mike Patton. And, we always talk about football, but, we always talk about the things that football players do before games. It's like listen to music, how much music is involved in football. You see the guys with the headphones out there playing before, getting ready before the game, running their routes, things like that. And, with that being said, my next guest is not only a DJ, but he gives out great beats, and he's as well as is a radio personality. Welcome, everybody, DJ Rico, to the show. What's going on, man?
Man, I'm doing pretty good tonight, man. I appreciate you, Mike, for having me out tonight. Man,
yes, sir.
It's a blessing.
Yes, sir. Definitely is. So tell me about your radio shows and how you got going into where they can find me.
First, you can find me on all social media websites, mainly Facebook and Instagram. Coming to YouTube very soon. We're working on the footage and all of that for that. But on Instagram at DJ_Rico615 and same place at Facebook. But a lot of the good things that I've been working on as far as the radio shows, for the past about 3-4 months, I've been working at 103.7 and 107.1 FM. On the Asset Report 10 to 12 on Sunday nights. And it's actually been a great experience and a networking opening eye experience for me that's also like been training me like to actually take on that role and understand what it means to be a radio personality.
Yes, sir. And for those that are outside the city, can they find this radio show online?
Oh, yeah. If you go to Radio Free Nashville and download the app, also, we do expand to the Chicago area at 94.5 Fab the Hits. So our show is actually in rotation Monday, Wednesday, and another day throughout the week.
Gotcha. So you getting known across the country. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a good start.
There you go. Well, I got to ask, when did you get the bug for DJing and music?
I really got the bug for DJing and music. DJing later on in my life, probably around like 17. But earlier, I got the bug for music because my family is like deeply music rooted. A lot of my cousins and brothers and sisters, when they played in the Pearl Cones marching band, and we used to always go to TSU homecoming. So a big part of my love for music is also a big love for the marching bands that we have in Nashville, especially the HBCU. Shout out to them, man. TSU, Meharry, Fisk. All the ones in the local Nashville area, then even the ones in Tennessee, period. But, we got a lot of them, but major love to them because they actually make music inspirational for us when we're growing up as kids.
Right. Definitely did. I mean, you can always know when this TSU band playing.
Oh, yeah. When TSU band playing, marching down the street, man, everything shut down.
That's right. Jefferson Street, everyone watching them on Jefferson Street.
Oh yeah, and 9 times out of 10, you finna get you something good to eat while you watching too.
That's right. Get like a fish sandwich or something like that.
Oh man, a good fish sandwich, some hot sauce on it, maybe sometimes some mustard, man.
Yeah, of course. That's how it is.
oh yeah, that's TSU homecoming all day.
Yeah, of course. Now, of course, you make beats. Who are some of the artists you made beats for?
Behind the scenes, some of the artists I got the chance to work with was, man, I say earlier in my DJ career was Tony Carpenter, him and Crush Audio. I got to partner with Crush Audio and actually work on a track for Tony Carpenter, man, some time ago. And probably about the latest artists, Pure Honey, then several more artists that are coming out the field now, working on a local mixtape for artists to actually for multiple artists to be on to actually get their music out there and get it farther out and network in the different cities and different states and different regions.
All right. Now, of course, for those that don't know, DJ Rico is a proud supporter of the independent music scene. So, all these artists more likely will be independent artists, and I can definitely get with that, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the music is handpicked based on the sound that we're looking for, the type of lyrics, the lyricism that it's going to come with, even down to the content. And it all is independent music because independent music is actually able to be streamed just as much as popular music.
Got you. Yeah, definitely. There is no more of those label boundaries like they used to be.
Oh no.
Now, of course, we have talked about music, but we are going to talk about a little football too. And
Oh yeah.
the
Love me.
Titans, of course.
Love it. Love it.
Now, how have you been? How have you gotten along with the Titans over the years, man?
A lot of people will say this coming from this city. The Titans have a love and hate relationship with this city. When they're up, we love them. When they're down, the true fans come out, and not a lot of the city will love them. But I believe through the recruitment that they had in the past couple of years, the love meter for the city is actually very high right now. I love them right now, especially with the recruitment they just did with Jones coming in as wide receiver. That leaves them open. So where if he gets targeted, then you got other wide receivers, even not just as good as him or a little bit as good as him, that actually can get those looks to where it can open up the offense for the Titans a little bit more and even open up the running game a whole lot more because the running game already been on point anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask, what was your favorite moment as a Titans fan?
Oh, you got to go back to when I was probably about like 13 or 14 years old. I say the Music City Miracle. Was it?
Man.
I think that was a pass from Frank Wycheck to Derek Mason.
It was Kevin Dyson.
Nice, Kevin Dyson. It slips my mind every time, but it was they had a great set of core wide receivers back then too. But that pass that Wycheck threw to Kevin Dyson, that's an all-time classic NFL football play going down in history. Like at least it has to be in the top 15 as legendary.
Definitely. And the one thing I would say about it is, Buffalo Bills fans are still not over it.
They can remain salty about it. I mean, hey, but you got to admit the Buffalo Bills made a legendary clip. They will forever be in a legendary clip.
Yeah, and I just remember the coach of their team sitting over on the sideline. He's looking like, are they going to throw the flag? Are they going to throw the flag?
Man, I believe the Titans back then really studied the rules of what you can and can't get away with when it comes to those lateral passes on those type of plays, because he threw it behind him just so you could know that it was a legal play.
Right. The ball was on the line. It's just what made it off, I think, was the body position of Kevin Dyson, but the ball was actually on the line. So that's that was a play right there. Definitely that many Titans fans will always remember.
And you haven't seen it repeated like that either.
Right.
To the same success.
Yeah, I give you that one. But that was wild, man. Can you remember where you were when that happened?
Man, I believe I was at my auntie's house. We had left the church service, and we probably got about one. So we started catching like an hour into the game soon as we got home. And man, she cooked like sweet potatoes, fried chicken, a bunch of collard greens. She cooked a nice dinner that Sunday, and the whole family was over there. And we sat on one of them fatback TVs, and we actually watched the game on one of those. But it was still exciting, like you were in the arena to actually see that play unfold.
Right. I mean, a bunch of people thought the game was over, and then all of a sudden they're coming back. Hold on, they won.
Oh man! Yeah. Oh yeah, it's so crazy when that happened, man.
Man, let's see. As far as the Titans, what do you think of them now going into this season?
Man, going into this season, I think, man, the chances of success are actually higher with us picking up Jones, and I think the whole change in the tire of the attitude of the Tennessee Titans has changed dramatically over the years, especially when it went through ownership changes and all of that. So you start to see it start off with ownership, then it started to reflect down to the players of the team. And I think as much as this city is changing, the Titans have changed too from what we used to know them as, Steve McNair, Eddie George. And I think it actually has a new era that can actually compete with that era.
Well, I hear you there. And the offense, I would say, even though it somewhat reminds them of the old offense, it's still newer in terms of the passing game and the things they can do.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Because we relied on the running game back then, and more on the running game than the passing game. But now with the NFL changing up so much, now it is that passing game has to just be elite as your running game in order for your running game to work nowadays.
That's true. That's true. It definitely has to work more than the. Definitely has to work. I wouldn't say it has to work as great as the passing game, but I mean as great as the running game. But definitely you have to have more balance these
Oh
days.
yeah, oh yeah. You don't have no passing game. It's gonna be hard for you to win a game nowadays.
That's right. That's right. Now, I will say this: the Tennessee Titans do have one of the most dynamic duos at wide receiver in AJ Brown and Julio Jones.
Yeah,
What are you? What are you? I mean, what are you expecting to see from them this season?
man. It will blow my mind to see them run side by side and for them to run just a design route play that could fool any cornerback and linebacker. This the duo of them together on the same side of the field, I believe will cause a lot of confusion for defenses because what if they throw to the other person on the side of the field and you go to double team or help over there?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when you look at them, the Titans usually get 8 people in the box with Derrick Henry, 8 to 9 people in the box, and now with these two out there, you got to pick your poison. You got to either double one, double the other, or stuff the box.
I can answer that question right there. Number one, I think they rather give up a chunk of 6 or 7 yards from Derrick Henry than a 78-yard pass down the sideline.
And then the crazy part about it is if you keep giving him the ball 20 times a game.
Oh yeah,
he's 7 or 6 or 7 yard gains are going to turn into 10 and 12-yard gains, if not a big one.
Yeah, easily 100-yard rushing gains for him.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be fun to see Titans opponents have to pick their poison against them this year.
Oh, they're definitely going to have to. It's either they're going to have to find a way to shut one game down just to make it hard for that other game to be available.
That's true.
But if both games are strong, man, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they shut down one. They got it. They can only stop one at a time.
That's right. That's right. All right. As far as the Titans, let's see. I'm going to put you on the spot. What do you envision the Titans' record being this year, and where do you expect them to go? How far do you expect them to go, I should say?
They're going to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we go down the NFL roster and we look at the teams and we look at who's on the roster and the power position at this point. The Titans have the roster that they should make the playoffs and will make the playoffs. I say it will as a fan, but should as someone who analyzes the game. Now, how far will they go? I believe they got a chance to go to the Super Bowl. I really do believe they got a chance. But at the end of the day, I know it's going to rely on the coaching more than the talent. Because when the playoffs come, it's the talent is there, but if the coaching has to be up to par and just as tricky as each opponent you face every week and each coach you face every week in order to survive the playoffs. And like any given Sunday, anything can happen.
That's right.
But I expect them to go really far though. And probably I say they lose four games at the most this season. 4 to 5. 4 to 5 at the most.
So you got them 13-4 or 12-5?
13-4.
All right.
13-4. That's more realistic. I could be the super fan that says they're gonna go undefeated. It's bad to go undefeated because you don't know what it's like to lose and you don't get that comeback in you that makes you tougher in the playoffs. You got to lose a couple during the season just to get that feeling out your system.
That's true. I hear you. Well, that's all I got for you, man. Hey, you definitely brought it with the music, and you definitely brought it with the Titans and telling me about the Titans and your thoughts. Thanks for definitely coming on. Tell everybody what some upcoming projects you have coming out.
Some upcoming projects we have up. I have a few of. I actually play the back end to a few events that I do for a few friends of mine, and I know the 25th we have an event coming up. It's actually going to be a good community event. It's going to be out by Cheatham and Kroger, and it's going to be at the Crown Place. And what we're doing is vendors all day, good live music, independent artists, and we're actually doing to where anybody could just come up and actually enjoy the day. It's just that type of environment to where, hey man, come out, well, man, pick up some good merch, hear some good music, listen to some good food, to where we're actually beginning to cross over the different type of genre as far as beyond music, but art, video gaming, different stuff to where we can attract different crowds of people.
Gotcha. And again, if no one, if anyone wasn't paying attention at the beginning, where can people find you on social media?
On social media, the best place to find me is Instagram at DJ underscore Rico, RICO 615. The numbers at gmail.com. DJ underscore RICO numbers 615 at gmail.com. That's the email address. I'm so used to giving the email address out.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. But hey, thank you for coming on, man. And definitely I'm looking forward to hearing some of the things you're working on, man. Some of the beats. Definitely have been checking out Tony Carpenter, man. He's definitely doing his thing.
Oh, yeah.
And definitely looking forward to all the things you have going on in the future and of course next week as well. Again, thank you for coming on. This has been Touring the AFC South with your host, Mike Patton.